I thought we'd try something different this week. So what I've decided is I've got this piece, it's not very long, it's perhaps 6 inches long by 4 inches across, but I want to have a go at a bit of texturing and colouring. So what I thought I'd do is I'd turn like an old-fashioned goblet. Is it a goblet, what you call it? It's like a cup without a stem. I don't know if they're called goblets or not, but anyway. And then I thought what I'd do is I would then get the rotary tool out and texture the sides, and then we'll have a go at making it look like an old rustic metal look. I've seen people do these. I see Chris Fisher do it, and I've seen a few other people do it, but I've never had a go, so that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is just get this turned to round first off. I've put drilled a hole in the bottom with a forcing bit to give me, to put it into the chuck. So then I'll cut a tenon on this end so that we can get it flipped and then we can hollow it out. That's the plan. So yeah, bit of texturing. Hopefully this will stay in one piece. Why I've put these lines in here is because that's where I'm going to cut it off, because there's a crack in there, so I want to get rid of that. And these two lines are where I'm going to do the pattern, and this is where I'm going to cut it off once I've bored down the middle, because I don't want the big foot on mortise in the bottom. So I'm now going to get the rotary tool and pattern this to like a dimple effect, and then I'm hoping, I don't know whether to do this as well, I don't know, I want it like a tainted silver look, so obviously we want some dirt and grime in it as well. So I'll get the rotary tool out and we'll sort of dot this up and see what we can do.
Hours later.
This has now had about 10 hours to dry, the sand and sealer. I've just gone over it with the Scotch-Brite just to take any nibbing off of it. So what I've got now is I've got the silver paint stain, whatever you want to call it, dye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all of this with the silver, and I want it like an old brushed effect, so I may let it soak in and then just polish it off. I'm not 100% sure yet how it's going to work, but like I say, I want it, like I said all along, I want it like an old rustic silver look. That's the plan anyway. Now I don't know whether this will work the same as gild, because I did a practice piece with a piece of gold gild, and once I wiped it off of the black, it looked a bit like an old antique brass effect, which looked quite cool. So I'm hoping this is going to go the same or similar sort of way, but until we try, we're not going to know. So like I say, I'm going to give this a coat, and then once I've given it a coat, I will get the lathe rotating so we get all the brush lines out of it. But I don't want to put it on too thick and ruin it, but we'll see what happens. Like I say, this is all new. I've been watching a few of Chris Fisher's videos on how he's been doing like his Viking style goblets and bowls and bits and bobs like that, and this is what's intrigued me to have a go at this, because it intrigues me to try and make wood look like metal, because metal really is where I started off my working career, working with steel all the time, and I still enjoy working with steel because you do get some awesome finishes. But the thing I like about wood is it's a lot easier to work with. Wood is. With steel, if you make a bit of a cock up with steel, you can always weld a bit into it. With wood, if you make a cock up, you start all over again. So that's the difference. But we'll see what happens. Like I say, it's all a trial. It's all a bit of fun. That's what life's about, learning and experiences. So we'll just put a bit on the rim. I've got a few bits of tear out on the edge here, so I'm hoping that looks like a bit of old patina once that's all done. Like this sort of been eaten away with age. So that's the plan anyway. What will happen, we'll see. Right, so I'm just going to run this over this just to get rid of some of the paint lines, or brush lines should I say. Bristles are falling out of my brush, which is not a good start. The thing I have learned with this, that's even worse there. I've found out with this stuff is that you have to put several coats over it to get a decent effect. I bought this stuff last year, 4 different colours. There's gold, there's bronze, copper, and gold, bronze, copper, pearl, and this silver in the set. And I bought this to do the Easter egg I did last year because I wanted the copper effect. So that's the reason why I bought these, and they've been sat on the shelf ever since, so it's nice to actually use them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Now, I've been watching Chris do this bit here to make it look like it's a bit hammered, and the way he's been doing it is he puts on his brush and then obviously takes excess off and then just gently brushes over it. Now, never done this, so we'll see how it comes out. I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but obviously there is, you want it to look like it's a hammered effect. It just seems strange that you put it on and wipe it off, doesn't it? It's just not natural. This has had about 20 minutes now to dry, and it's touched, well, it's still a little bit tacky. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to give it another coat over the top of it. This brush is a little bit hard really for this, because getting brush marks in it, but hopefully with the second coat it shouldn't look too bad. I don't know if I dare go over that again, but I will. Don't put your thumb in it, Stephen. I'll leave that to dry, and I'll see what happens. It's all dry now. Looks like an old-fashioned pewter effect, which I'm really pleased with. Looks really good. And we've got these little bits of tear out that I couldn't quite get rid of, but they look like where the metal started to patina inside, so it started to like corrode, which I quite like. It's quite cool. So it's not quite the colour I was looking for, but I'm really happy how it's turning out, or it's how it's turned out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to part this off here, and this will just go to the jaws, and then I'll just put a little bit of black on the bottom just to finish the bottom off, and then I think it should be done. I don't really want it, I was going to lacquer it, but I don't really want it shiny, so I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't really see what finish you can put over it, because if I put a wax over it, you're going to get all the bits of wax inside it, so really I'm just going to leave it like that, I think. So no, let's get this part off and get it in our hands and see what it looks like. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for making it to the end. There may be a couple of videos down below that you might be interested in. If you do, pop over and check them out. Also, if you're a subscriber to the channel, then thank you very much for your continuous support. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then pop over and click this link here to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to be notified for all my latest uploads. So anyway guys, take care, speak to you soon.